Hey, how you doing? Joe Parkhurst. I create music and investigate the paranormal. This is my lifestyle thing here. Right now we're talking sports because I love basketball. So if you love basketball, check it out. I'm a Minnesota Timberwolves guy, and everybody's talking about if the Timberwolves beat the Spurs without Wemby, there needs to be an asterisk there. Well, the Spurs are forgetting that they're facing a depleted Timberwolves team that got injured during the Denver series. So when the Spurs win and they get all hyped, they need to understand that they are facing a injured team. Dante DiVincenzo averaged, 40% from threes this year? That means that he could have games where he's 9 for 9, he's perfect, and then games where he's, doesn't hit nothing, 0 for 8, But it averages out to 40%. So he spreads the floor. That means that Wemby and Castle and Vassell, all these people have to run around the floor to make sure that Dante's not open, because he's a catch and shoot. Boom! In your face. He got hurt game 4. We all knew it. Every NBA fan knew that the Minnesota Timberwolves lost a key player in that on their team, man. Dante going down wasn't a death sentence, but it made it harder. Then you go a little bit forward there, and I think it was the same game. Ant hyperextends his leg, so now he's back and he's playing, but he is he's about 40%. He is not playing like Ant. He's playing on a bad wheel. So all these Spurs people hyped up, oh, they're in for a rude awakening when they run into Oklahoma. And this series isn't even over. There's 7 games to this series. Game 6 is in Minnesota. The team that beat the Spurs the first game had no Dante, of course, but Finch used his team. And when he used his team, the Timberwolves came out on top. It was game 2 when the refs started stopping the defense. They started stopping the defense. So it's not so much an inconsistency with the refs that make the league terrible and hard to watch. It's the league, man. It's the league that is making the games terrible and hard to watch, because you got refs out there with their heads up their ass. For one reason or another, they're not calling games consistent. And that's the word that everybody uses, is consistent. But really, from my perspective and a lot of other people's perspective that watch the game, not casual fan, not the guy just putting on the t-shirt because their favorite team's in the playoffs now. Not that guy, but the guy who watches 81 games and is frustrated by all the calls across the league. Like I said, I watched all the games, man. I love Miami. I like Tyler Hero. Man, I like Oklahoma. They got talent, but they just get the whistle too much. The Spurs didn't really pay attention to them, because to me it was just another situation like Oklahoma. I knew that some of his blocks were not blocks, and it didn't really bother me, because it's like, okay, cool, maybe they'll change it up when the playoffs come, but they didn't. They didn't. So the Spurs need an asterisk here. They absolutely need an asterisk, and that asterisk is that they beat a Timberwolves team that was completely ran out of its stars. But here's the thing they need to also understand. They did not beat a Timberwolves team that did not have any stars, but were allowed to play defense in the first game. That defensive mindset in the NBA is not something they want. They want that quick shooting, catch and shoot, run and gun kind of play. And from basketball fans, us old guys, 40, 45 and up, we remember defense, man. When defense, low scoring games was good, because defense is a gone thing, man. So the Spurs, they don't get no flowers, man. Not from me. They don't get no flowers. The series isn't over. If Coach Finch goes back to what he did in Game 1 and starts using his team, The Timberwolves are a much deeper team than the Spurs. Point, end of story, man. They just are. So Wemby and his bullshit ass Wembanyama and all the little people, all the national, man, they ain't little, all the national talking heads that are giving Wembanyama and the Spurs flowers are not even looking at how the Spurs, okay, so the Spurs ran through the Timberwolves 2 games at their home. It's just a different series, man. It's a different series. And I think the Timberwolves can still beat the Spurs. Ant right now, here's the thing. Ant's playing at like 40%, and he is just as good as Vassell and Castle and any of the guards for the Spurs. So him playing at 40%, if he was at 60, would it be a different game? Oh, hell yeah, it would be a different game. Ant would be hitting those threes. He'd be in stride. He'd be hitting the rim with authority. He'd be playing with bad intentions. Right now, he's playing good enough to be a Spurs guy. So there's your asterisk. Go Wolves.